Howdy folks, I'm Brian and here's some Reddit. I might be a little blue. I'm not really sure why my camera is acting up like this. It was working just a minute ago. I was trying to change some settings and then it turned blue and it won't change back. So maybe I need to restart my computer. Who knows? So anyhow, our first letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for taking my roommate's laptop and reading his messages?" Throwaway. So this is kind of a confusing situation, but a few months back I ended up without a place to live, and I asked my girlfriend at the time if she knew anyone I could stay with. She put me in touch with two of her friends who I have been living with since. On to the issue. My girlfriend and I broke up a few months ago. Since then, she has been getting a lot closer to one of my roommates. They were already good friends before I moved in, but now it was different. For example, I would see him texting, and then I'd go on WhatsApp and see that she was online. If I asked her why she was online, she would say that she's just texting her friends. Or I would wait up for my roommate when he was out late, and he wouldn't tell me where he'd been at. A few times, I would even walk by her house, and I would see that she was not there if she told me that she was home. I decided to see if they were really going behind my back. One day, when my roommate was out at work, I went into his room. His laptop was there, so I opened it and started reading their message history. They were being very flirty, and she complained about me often, saying things like, "I wonder if he bugged my room," or formulating ways to avoid me. There were even some adult-type jokes. I confronted my ex about it the next day, and she denied it. I quoted the conversation. She demanded to know if I had stolen her phone again and was freaking out, saying that she felt unsafe. She called me controlling and a jerk. I think that she's with him now as he hasn't come home since I confronted her. I understand that it was an invasion of privacy and it might seem controlling, but in this situation, I think that she's the jerk. She drove me to such measures because she was starting to see someone else behind my back. And my own roommate. I also think that he's the jerk for going against bro code. But she was almost hysterical when I confronted her and threatened to get a restraining order. So I'm conflicted. Reddit, am I the jerk? Alright, OP, I'm gonna have to say that you're the jerk here. So first off, I think you need to see a therapist. This is not good behavior and this isn't normal behavior. This is, controlling and, may even be abusive type behavior. So I think if you're really interested in anything, I think that forget whether or not you're a jerk in this situation, but I think you have some deeper issues that you need to resolve and settle. And that's really just kind of my opinion here. It seems like there's some stuff going on here. You need to move on. Your ex is dating someone else. Or maybe she isn't. Maybe she's just getting close to him. And you need to find something else to do with your time instead of trying to chase after her and invade their privacy. What you're doing is not good. It could very well lead to a restraining order, and it could very well lead to other things here. So, OP, for the sake of everyone in the situation involved, just cool your jets and realize that it's over. It's over. Think about some of the stuff that you're saying here. Like, the big red flag are that, like, you're walking by her house to see if she's there. You're trying to spy on them. You're trying to get it out of them, whether or not they're dating. At the end of the day, it's none of your business. It isn't any of your business at all, whether or not they're dating. They might not want to tell you because you might seem like an unstable individual who might do some things that they don't want you to do. Like, maybe you'll act violently. Maybe you'll break things. I don't know. I honestly have no idea what your personality is, but if they feel like they need to hide it from you, there might be a really good reason for that. So at the end of the day here, OP, I think you really, really have issues, and I think you need to see someone. Yeah. I'm sorry that, I have to say this, but that's what it seems like to me. Anyhow, take care and good luck. So you're like, kind of insane, eh? Waiting up for your roommate to interrogate him about where he was, keeping an eye on her house after you guys broke up, clocking her whereabouts and online activity, invading your roommate's privacy, reading private messages. Nobody drove you to these measures. You need help for real. You're the jerk, a jealous, paranoid jerk. Did you notice the ex suspected that he had bugged her in the messages that he read? I'd put money on it that he was controlling when they were together. This is why you don't have a girlfriend anymore, mate. Delete her number, move out of your house, and get therapy. You're the jerk. She asked him if he stole her phone again. Yeah, I'm glad that Reddit down here is at least one person is suggesting that he gets help, because I think that this is something that's desperately needed in this situation. Alright, before we move on to the next letter, let's take a break for some tea. Today, I have a nice caramel shortbread. This is a pretty good tea. I've put some sea salted caramel into it and also some oat milk. I'm lactose intolerant, like most of the world, so I can't actually drink really any milk, but I do like putting milk into my teas every once in a while. I usually drink my teas and coffee black, so it's just a nice treat, a nice evening thing. This is a caffeine-free one, so I actually quite enjoy it. So, yeah. If you made it this far in the video and you're thinking about ducking out now, feel free, but also stick around for 2 more stories. And if you are considering ducking out, consider at this point in time maybe liking or subscribing if you enjoyed this video. A lot of people don't make it very far, in these videos, but they, view the first video and, or the first story and then move on, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I can't blame you if you were just interested in, like, the first one, but also it kind of makes it difficult because most people don't actually hear my end spiel and whatnot, and don't necessarily get the updates. So I'm thinking about doing kind of like a tea break between the first and the second stories. I haven't done it for the last couple of videos, but every once in a while. Maybe not every single video. So tell me what you're drinking in the comments below, if you have any favorite teas that you're enjoying. I usually enjoy the mint tea, but not tonight. Alright, let's move on. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Ruining a Friend's Idea of Being a Parent? First, throwaway. Second, fake names, duh. Players, me, a 35-year-old female, my husband is a 40-year-old male, Jill, a 33-year-old female, and my kids, a 10-year-old male, an 8-year-old male, a 5-year-old female, and a 1-year-old male. I've known Jill since we were in high school. Jill has always dreamed of being a mom. Recently, she asked me if she could come and stay with me for a few days to shadow me and just get an idea of what being a mom is like. Now, I'm a stay-at-home mom, though I do work from home part-time while also going to school full-time. Husband is the main breadwinner and very actively involved in child raising. After talking with husband, we agreed that Jill can come and stay with us and made the room in the house. I've always been honest with Jill about being a parent. I've never said it's the greatest thing or even made it seem like it was all sunshine and rainbows. I've always told her how challenging being a parent can be, especially when the kids are, kids and act up and don't listen and bicker between each other or any number of things that kids do. But I also share the good, the smiles and the just because hugs and kisses, the random drawings and the snuggles and watching movies. So, after getting an idea of what Jill wanted and how she thought it might go, I just gave her a schedule of one of my typical days, asked if she had any questions or anything. She said she didn't have any questions, and then she laughs, and she said, how hard can it be? You can do it. I said, you'll see. So, beginning at 6 a.m. on the first day, which is when my schedule starts, I woke up Jill and started the day. She complained nonstop about how tired she was, how she didn't feel like doing any of the chores, cooking, cleaning, laundry, kids, working, and schooling. She was always asleep on the couch by 8 p.m. I woke her up to get her to bed, but other than that, I let her sleep. Each day it was the same. I would wake her up at 6 a.m. and she would complain all day long and be asleep by 8 p.m. My days usually don't end until 11 p.m. By day 4, she was crying to me, saying she no longer wanted to be a mom or a wife, and it was all my fault. I tried to explain to her that it's what my days consist of. It may not be what hers are like when she's a mom and a wife. It's not necessarily the same experience for each parent. After that, I get a call from her fiance, her mother, sisters, and brother, all telling me that I was a jerk for forcing her to see how challenging being a parent can be, that I ruined her life, and I was a piece of garbage and should have my family taken away from me because of what I did to Jill. Am I the jerk? Maybe I could have given her a better view of parenthood. Alright, OP, I'm gonna have to say that you're not the jerk in this situation. You gave her an honest view of what your days were like. She asked you what your days were like as a parent. Now, you having 4 children is probably going to be a little different from her experience, I would imagine. And again, you are probably going to have a much different experience than what she had, and you tried to explain that to her. You're also going to school and working part-time while being a stay-at-home mom, which I'm sure is a lot to juggle too. So it seems like your experience probably wasn't necessarily the experience to jump straight into. And maybe Jill should look at basically other mothers. But being a parent isn't necessarily easy, and maybe she's not cut out for parenthood. Maybe this made her realize that she likes the freedom of being child-free. So yeah. I honestly don't think I can fault you for just fulfilling her request. You aren't going to be like, oh no, I'm sorry, you can't come and spend the day with us because it will turn you off to parenthood. At least you're being honest. Not the jerk, she wanted the reality of being a parent, and that's what she got. Not some sugar-coated rose-colored glass version. If more people did this, there would be way less unfit parents on the planet. And OP replies, I've always tried to be honest with people when they ask about being a parent. I don't sugarcoat it, but the same, I try not to discourage it if it's something the person wants. Alright, our last letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my mom I resent her for holding me back because of my sister? I'm a 17-year-old female, and I was one of those gifted kids when I was younger. I taught myself how to read when I was 2.5, and how to add when I was 3, and by the time I went to kindergarten, I was reading chapter books and doing 2nd grade math. My sister has ADHD and dyslexia, and always was a little behind in reading and math. Now to the story. My district makes us do placements tests whenever we start kindergarten, and right before the school year started, the principal and my kindergarten teachers called my parents into a meeting. They basically said I was very advanced for my age and wanted me to skip kindergarten and go to 1st grade. My mom refused because she thought my sister's feelings would be hurt because I skipped a grade and she didn't. They said okay and suggested I be put into a gifted program and go to a different elementary school in the district 2 miles away that has advanced classes and extra support for gifted kids. She rejected that too because she thought it would also hurt my sister's feelings. They also suggested a private elementary school 10 minutes away for gifted kids. She said no for the same reason as before. They told my mom that they wouldn't be able to give me much support if I'm at a regular kindergarten class at their school, and she said, okay. My dad wanted me to go to a private school and argued with my mom about it for weeks. He eventually gave up, and she threatened to divorce him for not considering my older sister. Fast forward to 8th grade, I'm still very advanced, and my dad comes home from work with pamphlets for this special high school for gifted kids. My mom shut it down immediately. They argued more and gave in again when a threat of divorce came up again. Now my parents are actually getting divorced, and I'm choosing to live with my dad full time. My mom got mad and asked what she did to have me leave her too, and I gave her a whole list of reasons, mostly favoring my sister, and ended it with her holding me back in school to protect my sister's feelings. She argued that she did what was best for both of us, and that I'm a jerk for holding that against her because now I have great friends at my high school. I left and went to pack my stuff, and my mom and I aren't speaking, so I wanted to know if I was a jerk. Alright, OP. I'm gonna have to say that no, you're not the jerk in this situation. You are a victim of your circumstances, for lack of a better word. It's not, of course you have done well. You could potentially be in a gifted program and learning more things. And maybe your education at this school, at the public school, has been a beneficial thing for you. Maybe it'll help keep you a little more grounded and a little more down to earth instead of becoming arrogant or whatnot. Because sometimes people, and not all people who go to gifted schools and gifted programs, become arrogant or whatnot. But, maybe it's helped to give you a different perspective. And I think that's important in life, for people to have a lot of different perspectives. I think that your parents should have sent you to a gifted school if that was what was going to be best for you. And sometimes in life, people are going to have different paths. And I feel bad for your sister. I mean, she has ADHD and dyslexia, and those can be really difficult things to overcome. But it doesn't mean that she's not gifted in her own way. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't have her own talents and her own things that make her special. And your mom is kind of basically saying that if you two don't have the exact same trajectory in life, that it's going to be unfair. Well, chances are you're going to be advanced at some point in time. Maybe you're not in the advanced over your sister at the moment for school-wise or something like that. But it's going to happen. And, whether or not it's, when you're both grown up and you accelerate and do great things, and not that I'm saying your sister's not going to do great things, but maybe you'll go to a good college and your sister might not have the same college opportunities as you. That's not going to be fair. Is your mom going to try to convince you to go to the same college as her? So the thing is that life isn't fair, and that's not to use the cliche, because I think oftentimes when people are saying life isn't fair, they're using it to justify inequalities. And my thought on life isn't fair is that we should do our very best to make life as fair as possible and give people the same opportunities as much as possible. And I think maybe your mom was attempting to do just that by not sending you to a school for gifted kids. But I think that she went about this the wrong way. The thing is that you both were being given opportunities. You outgrew your school faster than her. She needed a traditional school that was going to better serve her talents. And that's not to say that, she is, less than you or not your, equal in some way. But that's to say that you two have different needs. She's, because of her, for instance, if she has dyslexia and ADHD, I'm sure she gets hopefully some kind of assistance that, you don't get. That's not fair to you that, or other people that, she gets her own help or her own accommodations for these. And likewise, the same thing could be shown for you. You have special, needs. You need special accommodations because you've outgrown your schools. And so I think your mom's looking at this whole equality thing in the wrong light here. So I don't think that you're a jerk here. And I think that You have a lot of gifts and a lot of talents, and hopefully you can use those and use them to make the world a better place. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, your mom absolutely did not do what was best for both of you. She favored your sister and did what was easiest for her. Not once did she take your needs into account. I have a gifted kiddo. He's younger than my 2 kiddos. Not once did I consider holding him back because it might hurt his sister's feelings. I talked to both of them individually over the years as needed. Never once has it been a huge issue. She has her talents as well, and he has his. One does not take away from the other. She's in an art and animation program at high school, and he'll be attending a gifted program at another high school in town. It's seriously been a non-issue. Your mother made it an issue. Yeah. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.